Hey, what's going on, guys? Kevin Wingate with Dirty Bait Fishing. It's time of the year for me. It's January, wintertime, whatever. Trying to get the new year ready. I've already did my oil change on my Yamaha. Now it's time to get the lower unit oil changed. Sometimes I end up changing twice a year. Sometimes it's once a year. Recommendation is every 100 hours or so. And your motor, you want to go ahead and change out your lower unit oil. That's going to be the life of your motor, as well as changing the oil in your 4-strokes as well. So, but anyway, got my lube oil here. Going to use at least one. I have a 200 horse motor. I'm going to use one fully and add a little more to the other one. Got to make sure you have all your parts. Got my pump from the lower screw up. And every time you take a bolt out, Yamaha recommends you use new O-rings. That way you don't get no moisture in, no water, no leaks, things like that. So let's go make sure you got your tools too, of course, but let's go check it out. We're going to go ahead and break the bolts loose a little bit, get ready to drain some oil. Let's go ahead and change this lower unit oil. That way we have a lot more fun videos for you guys coming up this spring, going into the summer of 2021. Alright, so I've got my tool here. Make sure you have a big enough flathead that goes on the bolts here. If you don't have the right size flathead to go on this bolt, you're going to round these bolts off, okay? You got a bolt on the top, you got a bolt on the bottom, right there. So I've already loosened them up. That way it's going to be easier for me to make this video for you guys. But I'm going to take the bottom bolt off. I'm going to position this to where I'm getting everything drained out, but it's not going to go as fast until I take this top off. When it vents, it's going to be able to drain quick, okay? So when I take that bottom off, the bottom bolt has a little magnet on it. It's okay. You're going to have some metal shavings a little bit here and there from going in the gear back and forth, but that's what that little magnet's for, to get all that out. That's while we're flushing all this out and putting some fresh oil in, and it'll be ready to go for the new season. Someone like Live Action Jackson that like lives on his boat, you're going to be doing another lower unit oil change before the end of the year, twice a year probably. But 2020, I made it with one time last year. This year I'm planning on a lot more tournaments, a lot more time on the water, so I'm going to end up changing the oil twice this year, I'm pretty sure. So let me get this positioned and we'll start doing the draining and getting the new lower unit oil in, so we can have a good 2021 season. I've got the top one loose, and I should have the bottom one loose. Got to feel around a little bit, making sure. Let's see. Let me go ahead and lift it up a little bit so I can see it better. Yeah, okay. So it definitely is loose. It's going to shoot out like crazy, so I did put some cardboard underneath there. I hope I don't lose my bolt or my screwdriver. Let's see. There we go. Now I got it to where I can get it with my fingers. Getting it started was a little tough, but I'm in a good spot now. Alright, so you see there's some shavings in there, nothing crazy, but my oil is a little dirty, which is the purpose of changing this oil. So there's nothing coming out right now. That's okay, because what I'm going to do is, as soon as I take this off, it's really going to pour out. Trying to be somewhat clean here, in which I never am clean. I clean up afterwards, but during the process it gets messy. But we'll clean her up. There we go. Now that the screw is out, it's drawing a vent, allowing it. So we're gonna let it do its thing, let it drain. I'm gonna go wash my hands, clean my tools a little bit, and also clean this up. Then I'm gonna come back and put some new gaskets on, rubber gaskets, and we should be good to go to start pumping oil from the bottom up. When we do that and it starts coming out of the top hole, then we know we have plenty of oil in our lower unit and we're good to go. But doesn't look milky or nothing like that. So what I should have done probably is put it in a cup, and I'm gonna try to do that now. Sometimes you can put some oil in here, let it fill up, and see if there's any water in it. You'll definitely see a noticeable line if there was any water into your lower unit. So I'll fill this up, let it settle, and see if anything decants to where there's water on top or whatnot, or in the bottom. Any floaties. So there we go. So I'll let this settle just to make sure there's no line of any type of water or anything in my lower unit oil. That way it'll tell me if the gasket's done its job. So we'll be back and check it in a minute. Okay, so as you can tell, there's really nothing else coming out of here. Earlier I might have said that it was a vacuum. What I mean was it's a vent. This allows it to vent through and actually allows it to pour out, because if it stays plugged up, think of it as like a straw. You get a straw and some water, you put your thumb on the end of it, you can take that water out, or tea or Coke out of that straw, and it's not going to come out. So this is your vent that allows it to pour out. So I might have said vacuum, I can't remember. I have to go back to the video and check it out, but looks like we're in a good spot now. Everything's drained out, and I've checked here. The oil looks great. There's no signs of water that was in my lower unit oil, so that's good. Also, I cleaned out the bolt, took the shavings off, added my new gaskets. So looks like we are ready to rock and roll and ready to start pumping some oil up into the lower unit, pushing it up. So let's get to that. All right, so we're at the next step. I've got the pump set up at the bottom, coming into a new Yamaha lube. Here, let me let you check it out. Here, I'll tell you what, I got it right here. That's what I'm putting in it right there. Yamaha lube for the lower unit oil. So I'm gonna pump this in, and I'm gonna be watching to see if anything starts coming out of here. More than likely, let's see if I can get you up higher. More than likely, I'm gonna go through a full bottle of this before I see anything to the top. So let's start pumping, and see if we can't start seeing something coming out of the top. What I like to do though is I have plenty of paper towels. When I start seeing it come out, I still go a little bit more. So I've got plenty of paper towels here. So even though I start seeing it come out of the top, I don't want any air bubbles or anything like that in there. I want to try to get as much as I can. Like I was saying before, after it comes out of the top, kind of like, you know, putting a plug on a straw, I will put the plug in up top. That way I minimize losing as much oil when I start taking the tube out of the bottom. So and I've got some cardboard underneath, just so I don't get a lot of oil on my concrete. Today is a pretty good day to do it. Some people that want to do it in the wintertime, this oil does get thick. But heck, I'm in Texas, South Texas here, so I think today's temperature is around 60 degrees, so perfect for the viscosity of this oil to where it's not giving me any headaches. So just gonna keep pumping. It's gonna be a while, so we'll fast forward this so we can get to the next step quicker. Getting there. This pump is slower than I thought. My old pump I couldn't find when we moved into this new house, which it would have had longer strokes, so it actually was to be able to pump at a higher volume. So let's fast forward again. Okay, so we are empty on the first one. This is a 200 horse Yamaha. Now it's time to add the next bottle, or the next quart of lower unit oil. So we can finish it up. Okay, so get it primed up, it's going. Won't be long. Hopefully we'll start seeing. There we go, see that? Right there. There's some air bubbles coming out and things. I'm probably gonna hit it a little bit more. Like that. Some people just let it ooze a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and put the plug in. Let's see, let me use my other hand here. Go ahead and put that in. Let me use a fresh paper towel. So we're good there. I'll wipe it good and down after that. So now, now we got to worry about the bottom. So I'll unscrew that. It's going to get a little messy. We'll clean it up afterwards. I'll put the plug in there, and we should be good to go. I'll probably fire up the motor, put it in gear a few times, let it get smooth, making sure all that oil is going through there and just sitting instead of just sitting. We should be good to go for the next trip. Go catch some fish. Okay, so I end up raising up the motor here so I can get to this a lot better, so I can put my plug back in. Since I have the top plug in, it shouldn't drain out really fast, but I've got cardboard underneath. I'm gonna try to catch whatever drips I get so it don't get on the concrete. Put my plug back on with my new gasket, tighten it up, and we should be good to go. There we go. Got a little bit of oil out, but nothing major. Plugs in, nothing else draining out, so that was pretty successful. That way I don't drop my tool in the bucket. I'll move that out of the way. Let's go ahead and make sure we're gonna tighten it up. You don't have to torque them down crazy. Just use some good judgment, because this is aluminum. You don't want it to strip. Make sure this is tightened up again. We're good there. The bottom's good. There you have it, guys. New 2021 season's ready to go. Got my oil change and got my lower unit oil changed every 100 hours. That's what I do. So Let's hope this motor lasts me a long time and keeps letting me have some good times. So appreciate you watching. If you've never done this before, it's super easy. Just have the right tools and you know, YouTube videos like this. Go through the steps, make sure you have the right tools for the right job, the right oil, the right everything there, and you should be in good shape. So as always, tight lines and God bless. See you guys on the next one. See you on the water. Let's catch some fish.
And I'ma teach him how to do it like a bro. All I wanna do is fish. Ride flex, gotta get my hook with. Ride flex, somebody better get the knee. Ride flex, cause we always ripping lips. Ride flex.